What up, YouTube? It's your boy JusRzd, and today we are reviewing season 2 of Andor. Shout out to Star Wars. Let's tap in.
Woke up this morning, feeling that shine. Whole team got the glow, you can see it in the stride. Got me feeling brand new, feeling brand new, feeling brand new, feeling brand new. Got me feeling brand new, feeling brand new, feeling brand new, feeling brand new.
Shout out to Lucasfilm. Shout out to Disney Plus. Shout out to Jon Favreau. Shout out to dang, I forgot the other dude's name. But shout out to them. Shout out to everybody involved in making Star Wars content. Man, Andor season 2. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Andor season 1 real quick. First of all, Rogue One is definitely one of my favorite Star Wars films. Just in that universe, thought it was executed very well. Not your typical type of Star Wars story. Wasn't expecting spoilers. Spoiler alert. Wasn't expecting everybody to end up dead. But it made sense in the story. And so I was along for the ride and just thoroughly enjoyed that film. So when I heard they were coming out with a show, I was like, all right, this might be interesting. So let me tap in. So, tapping in. Sorry, my allergies are kicking my butt right now. Tapping in with season 1, I was like, this is... I'm always for a political thriller, spy thriller, action type of espionage, where the whispers in the background, we're trying to start a revolution, we're trying to start a rebel alliance, and so there's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of moving parts. So I was like, okay, I want to see where they're going with it. Season 1, not gonna hold you, super dry to me. It took a long time for stuff to get rolling. And when it got rolling, it was like, okay, but it took a minute. It took a minute to get rolling. For me with season 2, going into season 2, seeing how stuff ended in season 1, I was like, all right, hopefully season 2 they could just pick up and keep going. You know what I mean? At the pace that they ended with, hopefully they could just stay there and just keep it moving. I don't really feel like they stayed there in season 2. So with season 2 coming along, the first few episodes was real dry to me. It was real, I'm gonna pick it up, watch one episode here, I'll pick it up and watch another episode at another time, because it was just it was a lot. It felt like a task, low key, to watch season 2, in my opinion. At first few episodes, starting out with the heist of that new that new ship that Andor was stealing, and then just everything going awry from there. I was just like, okay, this is interesting. Where are we at? Okay, we see Bix, we see Andor, we see just the refugees and all that stuff. We see the rebel army, and it just felt like everything that could go wrong did go wrong. The first few episodes, it was like, dang, y'all can't catch a break. Andor gets to the rendezvous planet to swap out with the pilot that was waiting on that planet. Just to find out the pilot got captured and possibly unalived. Just for him to have to escape from that planet because of the people who captured and unalived him, who had also got stuck on that planet. And it was just like, yo, what what is happening? Just for the Imperial Army to do a random inspection on the planet that the refugees were at with Bix and all that stuff. And it was just like, yo, what? Why are they doing all this? What is happening? Like, pieces were moving, but because I was a little lost on what was going on. It was just like, I'm not sure what's happening right now. And it was just funny, man, just to see how everything transpires, seeing Bix Andor reunited, seeing them going on missions for Luthen and the Rebel Alliance, and just seeing Luthen and Clea, their backstory, their relationship develop, seeing my Mothma go through the rigmarole, just everything that she endured in this second season was a lot. It was a lot. Now I will say, starting off with season 2, episode 8 to episode 12, they was cooking with fresh grease. Like it was. I love the pacing of episode 8 to episode 12. Thought it was dope. Thought it was done phenomenally well. Super hype for how season 2 actually ended. It was just the first few episodes was just a little rough for me. It was a little bit rough, and it was partially, like I said, because I didn't understand what was happening at the time. Like we just jumped straight into the mission, no Vaseline. It was just like, all right, I don't know why you're still in the ship and why it's important, but okay, now you're on a planet and your partner's not there. Okay, well, who are these people? Okay, we don't really know who these people are. Okay. It was just like a lot going on. It was just like the refugees with Bix, and it was just like, why y'all on this planet? Okay, all right, well, the inspection? Okay, well, that's right. So it was just, it was like a lot of moving pieces, but it did come together. Shout out to Gorman. The people of Gorman were very easily manipulated. They were very easily manipulated. Now, granted, I get it. The Imperials had a long game plan to roll that out, but man, the Gorman Massacre was wild. The Gorman Massacre was wild. And like I said, they had a lot. The Imperial Army definitely played the long game with them and ended up getting what they wanted in the end from Gorman, and that was the way that unfolded was just unfortunate. It was unfortunate. It was sad, but it was also interesting, and I was hyped that Andor and his crew pretty much made it out. His little homie got his girlfriend out and all that stuff. So I was just like, yo, this is dope. And everybody came back to the Rebel Alliance, to the army, to to the new home that they found. Seeing Forrest Whitaker's character, I forgot what his name is in the show, but seeing Forrest Whitaker's character again, him still kind of being off his rocker in a sense. Kind of being off his rocker. Saw Gerrera, that was his name. Seeing Saw Gerrera, seeing how off his rocker he was a little bit. He was tweaking a little bit in some of these episodes. It was like, all right, bro, relax. Seeing my Mothma realizing what's happening in the Senate, realizing what's happening on Gorman, realizing that Gorman was pretty much set up and manipulated to have all that happen, and that the Emperor was behind it all, and her being able to escape thanks to old buddy from the Senate, Morgana, I think that was his name, Morgana. But yeah, I thought it was done well. I enjoyed the pacing. Shout out to Luthen, he was a real one. But yeah, I did enjoy season 2. Started out rough for me, but it definitely picked up. And once it picked up, I want to say once they got the Gorman, it started like, okay, this is starting to make sense now. And then definitely once they got the episode 7, I was just like, all right, hold on, I'm low key locked in. I'm low key locked in because like, yo, what's happening? And then like I said, 8 through 12, they was just cooking with fresh grease. So I thoroughly enjoyed season 2 of Andor. I thought it was done well. Like I said, the beginning was a little rough for me, but overall, I'll definitely give season 2. I'll probably give it like an 8.5 out of 10, just overall, because like I said, the beginning was rough for me, but once I locked in And once they got to like episode 7, I was just like, oh, this is, yeah, I'm here for it. We got to see K2 come back and see his origins of how he even got how he even became a part of the Rebel Alliance. That was dope. Seeing, like I said, Bix and Andor back together was dope. Seeing Clea and Luthen's backstory was sad but interesting. Seeing season 2 end with Bix possibly caring for Andor's baby was a surprise to me. I didn't see that one coming. But yeah, I thought it was done good. I thought it was done well. So I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with the rating. And if you don't, what was your favorite part? If you don't, what rating would you give it? If you don't agree with my rating. And what was your favorite part of Andor season 2? Like I said, the Gorman massacre was a lot. That was a lot. It was very unfortunate, very sad. Yeah, it was for it to play out the way it did. It was just like, oh wow, like y'all really did that. But shout out to Luthen. That was probably my favorite episode of season 2. Was the whole Clea backstory with Luthen and everything that they were trying to do. Luthen getting the information about Shorty coming for him, and them about to pretty much do a bust on his whole operation just for him to get busted, try to off himself, them try to save him, Clea going in to make sure he's offed in the hospital and still escaping, and then being able to survive all the way to the end. I just knew something was going to go wrong and that she was going to get taken out, but I'm so glad that she made it to the end. But shout out to Clea. Shout out to Luthen. Shout out to Andor season 2. And I would like to see more Star Wars stories that are good. I would like to see more Star Wars stories that are good. I would like to see more creative Star Wars stories, kind of like what they did with Andor. Even though we know what happens at the end of this story, because it all culminates to Rogue One. So we know what happens at the end of the story. It's just dope to see the way that everything is beginning to take shape, take form, and unfold, to just see the Rebel Alliance form and become such a pivotal force, no pun intended, but become a pivotal force in the original trilogy. And let me know in the comments below how you feel about Andor, how you felt about season 2, what was your favorite part. Do you agree with my rating or not? What rating would you give it? And definitely don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified anytime we drop a new video on the channel. And never forget, it's free soul to the soul free. Let's get it.